Hey guys, today on People Now, is it a meteor? Is it a fireball? An alien invasion? We'll tell you what lit up the LA sky and had people freaking out.
Uh-oh, Beyonce's Beehive is swarming around Tamara Mowry Housley. What exactly did the host of The Real say to get all of this buzz?
Look at her over there. Look at her. Crazy eyes. There she is.
Who knew a clam bake could bring out so much drama? We are diving into everything from the chic to the bleak in our Real Housewives recap.
BTS Army, get ready. A new set of dolls are on the way, inspired by the superstar K-pop group.
Plus, Christina Milian is here with all we need to know about season 2 of The Oath.
It's live today on People Now. Let's go.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to People Now. Andrea's back.
I am.
Good to have you back. How you feeling?
I'm great. I don't know. I either got a 24-hour bug or food poisoning. It was terrible.
You were laid out.
Oh, it was awful, but I'm happy to be back. I feel great. I'm on the other side of things.
Oh, well, we're happy.
New perspective.
New person.
It's a new me.
It's a new you. And we're starting today with some huge news. You are a big BTS fan, so this is kind of right down your alley here.
I am. So Mattel just announced they're partnering with the K-pop band to release a line of BTS dolls.
Woo.
This is huge news. So we want to know, which doll will you be getting first? Is it RM? Is it Suga? Is it V? Or another band member? Also, BTS Army, don't be upset with us for making you choose.
It's an impossible decision.
Or any hate tweets can be directed at Jeremy Parsons. Vote in our People poll or tweet us your answer with the hashtag PeopleNow.
I'm going to redirect you to just hashtag People Now and just say, hey, I'm going to get all of them.
Get all of them, yeah.
We'll take a look at the BTS and Mattel's collab and all of that in just a little bit, and the poll results as well. But for now, here's what you need to know and what's trending for today. It's a bird, it's a plane, what is it exactly? But it's freaking everybody out. The West Coast had a bit of a freak out Wednesday night when some LA residents thought a meteor or some sort of fireball was crashing into the city. People immediately flocked to Twitter, as you do when things seem weird, wondering if some sort of apocalypse was imminent. It actually turned out to be a stunt put on by the Red Bull Air Force. It's a team of aviation experts who specialize in aerial jump demonstrations. Look at that video. It's really, by the way, a beautiful shot there too.
Oh,
great view of the
gorgeous.
city. It's comforting to know that California was not witnessing the crash landing of a UFO. Twitter did jump to some conclusions, with one user tweeting, "Did anyone else see a meteor fly over downtown LA and the 6 helicopters surrounding it currently? Y'all peeping that? Hashtag alien invasion." It wasn't aliens. Another user adding, "Literally saw a meteor by downtown LA." Now, the LAPD set the record straight on Twitter. They wrote, "A meteor did not crash into downtown Los Angeles, and no, it's not an alien invasion, just a film shoot. This is Tinseltown after all." Which is really shocking, though, if you're seeing that and you don't know what's going on.
Oh, I would think the world was ending. Are you kidding me?
I will tell you this, that surprises me a bit. When you're in LA, they shoot stuff all the time, and they'll usually do some big press release or something. Hey, don't be alarmed. Like if there's a fake plane crash or if there's a fake bank robbery, we're shooting something, so people don't freak out like this.
Well, and as you see there, then you have the parachute. I mean, it turns out this was definitely a stunt put on by Red Bull, and they jump in wingsuits all over the world. So once this happened, I mean, then you're like, okay, this was just a stunt. Everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
But the first images were very nerve-wracking.
Whoa, yeah, for sure. Look at that. I mean, just coming right over downtown LA. And so it's hard to tell exactly where they were, but that entire downtown area is so densely populated.
What would you have done, Jeremy, if you saw this?
Straight to Twitter. What's going on? What everybody else did. So glad everyone's fine. The Red Bull Air Force has been around for over a decade. They do extreme jumps all over the world, from the lost city of Petra to Moab, Utah, to the New York City skyline, the Dead Sea. They do it pretty much everywhere. It's always a really big deal when they do, and the videos are always amazing.
I mean, yeah, you imagine walking out of a restaurant and seeing this flaming ball of fire in the sky. It kind of reminds me of... Yeah, it reminds me of a few months ago when it was in Astoria, when the New York City skyline lit up as blue, so people were running out of their apartments thinking it was aliens. That was insane.
The aliens, or that it was some sort of attack or something. People had no idea what was going on. The blue skies in New York ended up being an electrical fire at Con Edison Station, station in Queens.
Crazy too. So a similar thing, everyone rushing to Twitter saying, what's going on? Should I be freaked out right now?
Yeah.
Are we going to be okay? Luckily, it's all good.
I'll be interested to see if Red Bull releases the full video from the perspective of the jumpers, like looking at LA and all that.
You think they would give it a heads up, right? Letting people know?
But then would they be getting this kind of press?
I know, you're right.
No, they wouldn't.
You know what? But no aliens yet. That's the thing. Just yet.
We got our eyes peeled, though. Let's move on to this. The Beehive is defending their queen. Beyonce fans coming for the real host, Tamara Mowry Housley, after she admitted on her show to being charmed by Beyonce's husband, rapper Jay-Z. Charmed by him, that's all she said. This all apparently went down at a movie premiere years ago, before Jay and Beyonce got married, and by the way, before Tamara married her husband, Adam. But because of past relationship problems between Beyonce and Jay-Z, the Beehive swarmed Tamara's Instagram, bombarding her with the bee emojis, urging the host to, quote, stop being thirsty. And by that, I guess they mean stop telling your story of something that happened years ago. Sources tell People that Beyonce and Jay-Z are closer than ever, but they did go through a bit of a rough patch a little while ago. We remember this, the summer of 2014. The couple was plagued by rumors that their marriage was in crisis and they were heading for divorce. That was just a couple of months after the Solange incident. We all remember this, when Beyonce's sister Solange Knowles attacked Jay-Z in an elevator after the Met Gala, all captured on that security tape. Then in April 2016, Beyonce dropped Lemonade, and we all know the lyric Becky with the good hair, which sparked a lot of questions. A year after that, Jay-Z dropped his own album, which references apologies for womanizing. Now, at the end of 2018, the famous duo concluded their On the Run 2 tour, and apparently traveling and working together, it did some good for them. Bottom line, don't mess with that beehive if you don't want to get stung. There you go. Is it fair, though? What do you think? That they're coming after?
Are you surprised that they're coming? I mean, the Beehive is very rowdy. I think it was before both women were even married. I think it's okay to say you were charmed by somebody. Right. Nothing happened.
He's a charming guy. I think everyone in the Beehive would agree, right?
I don't think it's a big deal at all, personally.
I'm sure she's laughing at this. It's funny. It's not really scandalous.
Can you say anything these days about the bee emojis coming in?
Oh, my gosh. All right, let's move on to this. Casey Wilson is the latest celeb to swing by couch surfing to take a look back at some of her most beloved performances. Casey starred in the hilarious sitcom Happy Endings with stars like Damon Wayans Jr., Adam Pally, Alicia Cuthbert. She says that working on that show was a party, literally. Take a look at this.
I heard that you all used to go to Vegas every season. Yeah. A big old cast bus and lots of liquor.
Damon and Adam Pally.
Sick moments.
Damon and Adam Pally would have us take like a party bus for the first 15 minutes. You're like, yeah! And then 4 hours later, in traffic, sweaty, hot, drunk. You're like, I hate all these people. I hate every single one of them. And then we all took, we all flew home, and it was just like Damon sitting in the bus. Someone had to take it home. I was like, I can't, too hungover.
Where are you guys going?
All right, it's always the best when you can do those kinds of things with your co-stars or co-workers. People Now team, trip to Vegas?
Woo,
anybody?
Let's do it.
Actually, let's do it for the ACM Awards.
Yeah, so we are doing it.
Couple weeks. Anyway, Casey and Lola also dished on the hit film Gone Girl, where Casey played a dowdy neighbor, which was comical to her, considering her co-stars were supermodel Emily Ratajkowski and People's 2002 Sexiest Man Alive, Ben Affleck. Check this out.
I'm playing the dowdy neighbor, and Ben Affleck was in the movie, and so was Emily Ratajkowski.
Yeah.
Well, no.
She was in it.
So gorgeous, so gorgeous. And I'm sitting there at one point with a costume. I think they changed, but it's like a fanny pack, khaki shorts, and long socks that pulled up, and you try to keep it sexy, and it didn't work. I was like, Ben,
You want all this Steve Irwin?
I was like, yeah, take all this. Don't get too turned on by this outfit.
She still looks great. She's being very hard on herself.
Yeah, she really is. Guys, you can watch Casey Wilson dive into a bunch of her other roles when Couch Surfing drops on PeopleTV this Friday. And now, Andrea, you have more for us in Star Treks.
Yes, I do. We are kicking off Star Treks today with the Battle of the Facial Hair. Robert Downey Jr. posted a tweet on Wednesday asking his Twitter fans the ultimate question: who has the strongest stash game between him, Mark Ruffalo, and Chris Evans? He wrote, okay, this time it's real, who wore it best? So we decided to gather a few of our own picks of the facial hair gang and do a little comparison. Jeremy, get ready. I mustache you a question.
Oh.
I know. All right, who's the king of facial hair here? Who do you think between these guys?
I think Chris.
Yeah,
I think
so
just
too.
overall look, I think it works.
It's a hot take, but I like the mustache. I'm into it. I really am.
It's Brooklyn chic, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. Very Brooklyn chic. Robert Downey Jr. has some major guts to challenge these guys on their prized facial hair, but they're all good. It's got to come down to what type of mustache you prefer. Could these Avenger stars have a sequel in the works where they battle it out over facial hair? Maybe. For these guys, it kind of seems to be determined by who's rocking the best stash.
I must ask you a question. Do you like it when people curl it up, like at the end?
I mean,
like the full
I probably wouldn't date you. I'd probably be like, stop the curling of the mustache, but I mean, I'm into it for the aesthetic. These pictures of Chris Evans have gained attention in the past for being somewhat cringeworthy. They were taken at the opening of the play Lobby Hero in February, have been circulating on Twitter ever since. Chris and Mark have yet to comment on the tweet or retaliate with a not-so-sexy stash pic of Robert Downey Jr., but we are waiting. But Daredevil star Vincent D'Onofrio joined in on the fun with his own facial hair pic here. He tweeted this black and white selfie featuring a serious stash with the caption, "Now this is a mustache." We, of course, are looking forward to seeing which other celebs will jump in on this facial hair-filled debate. We'll keep you posted. All right, now watch this.
I don't know how long we know each other. I think I was 19. So 20 years, around 19, 20 years, something like that, around there.
Ja, so 20 Jahre kennen wir uns, das ist schon was länger.
We had great times together, we did.
Yeah.
But we're busy ladies, and now we have kids, and you know.
Yeah.
But
now
always great
now
to
we're
see
women.
her.
We used to be girls, now
Exactly.
we're women.
But it's
we're
always
still
great.
having fun.
I love them. Talk about some supermodel BFF goals. Heidi Klum and Gisele Bündchen reunited for Germany's Next Top Model and reflected on their history, which got us wanting to take a little trip down memory lane. Now, they were famous for being a few of the first Victoria's Secret angels. Gisele got her start in 1999 at just 19 years old, while Heidi joined the angels a few years before that in 1997. The dynamic duo walked together in the very first televised Victoria's Secret fashion show in 2001. Now, that show was really special for Heidi because she got to wear the highly coveted fantasy bra. Man, they look so young in these photos. I mean, they still look very amazing, but they look like babies here. Wow, nice flashback. They continue to walk the runways for Victoria's Secret for the next few years, and look at them rocking it. We love how these two gorgeous supermodels have always supported each other. Most recently, Heidi posted this photo of the two snuggled up together reading Giselle's memoir, Lessons, with the caption, Bedtime Stories with Gisele. Heidi also included the hashtag family, which is very sweet. And if you follow along, you'll see they post loving comments on each other's Instagram pictures from time to time. Girls supporting girls, we love that. Gisele and Heidi aren't the only two lifelong friends to come out of the Victoria's Secret ranks. Back in 2014, Tyra Banks, who was also a member of the OG Victoria's Secret Angels, said she was open for a reunion with her pals. Come on, ladies, let's make it happen. And those are your Star Tracks for today.
Glad that they are all friendly.
Yeah, and
right?
very supportive.
Stay with us, guys. We'll be joined live by Christina Milian. So excited for that. We'll be talking about season 2 of The Oath. We'll talk about motherhood and a lot more with her. Plus, we're breaking down all the most dramatic moments from this week in the Real Housewives universe. We've got Puppygate, Weddinggate, Lobstergate. Yes, everything coming up. Stick around.
All right, guys, Mattel is making dreams come true for the BTS Army. Mattel posted 2 tweets teasing an upcoming line of dolls inspired by the mega popular K-pop group. So let's take a look at the tweets now.
All right, first image shows the 7 dolls on stage, silhouetted. Seem like they're ready to rock out here.
They do. Now, the second image posted on Tuesday is a close-up of the corner of a lip and a dimple. Fans immediately went crazy trying to identify whose dimple that was. You know you're a super fan if you can pick out the dimple, right?
Definitely true. Reports started to swirl in January that BTS would be teaming up with Mattel for a line of dolls, and Mattel has confirmed that the line will officially drop sometime this summer.
Now, BTS has been making history this year, topping the Billboard 200 album chart, appearing at the Grammys. They recently announced the release of a new album, Map with the Soul, Persona.
Yeah, they are making their Saturday Night Live debut April 13th with host Emma Stone. This is obviously a really big deal for any musician to be on SNL. I'm going to say this is almost a bigger deal for SNL to have them on. Look, SNL's iconic, but it's such a huge phenomenon. Everyone in the BTS Army is going to be watching this.
Oh, yeah, and also, I love Emma Stone, so I think it's the perfect pair up here because she's brilliant, they're amazing. I think a lot of people are going to be tuning in for this.
And I wonder, you know, sometimes they'll work the musicians into a skit. These guys would be great to just pepper throughout the show and join Emma Stone and like funny sketches and stuff.
They're also so adorable.
Yeah.
So I think that they're very bright-eyed, bushy-tailed when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I think they'd be super cute to have them pop into skits.
And when we've talked to them, they have great senses of humor. Like, I think they would do a good job, maybe even in like a pitch meeting, coming up with fun things to do.
Yeah.
I think they're very self-aware and know how to properly position themselves to be funny.
I mean, you know the BTS Army is going to be tuning in. And yeah, speaking of that, we can't wait to get our hands on those BTS dolls. We've been asking you which band member's doll you're going to be racing out to buy first in our People poll. So let's take a look at the results. Wow.
Okay. We felt bad for trying to get them to choose, but guess what?
Apparently it's a clear choice here.
Okay, well, guys, get those V dolls going. Fans of V are coming in hot in the comments. We're going to take a look at some of the specific comments here. I will love all, but I can't wait to see BTS V doll. Kim look unreal in real life, so I can't wait. There you go.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, here's this tweet saying they're so excited. I mean, looks very fierce.
This always reminds me of when NSYNC got their dolls, you know, and like people were crazy about it. I'm 33 years old, but I want to buy myself a doll. I have my Kim. So look, I mean, it seems like it's going to be a runaway here.
Oh, yeah. Well,
right?
The thing is, too, if you buy one, you kind of got to buy them all, right? So I feel like it's a really smart idea.
Mattel, backstock the V dolls. There you go. Keep voting on our People poll. Now we move on to this. Watch.
All right, it's officially spring, and KitchenAid is celebrating with the release of 5 new mixing bowls. You gotta have them. The fun baking essentials are decorated with gorgeous spring prints.
We can't get enough of these. The Scandi Floral is the first mixing bowl and features floral prints.
It has an array of bright, playful flowers in several vibrant shades, kind of getting us in the mood for spring recipes.
Second mixing bowl is the Confetti Sprinkle. This is my favorite. Features a plain white surface with bright, multicolored confetti marks. Perfect for making the birthday cake, and you can go the next level and make a confetti.
I like it. The third bowl is the Parasol, inspired by Japanese parasol umbrellas and Scandinavian floral design.
Fourth bowl, the Whispering Floral Whisper. White and gray colored bowl, subtle floral prints, minimalistic chic.
Don't do that again, Jeremy. Fifth and last bowl is called White Mermaid Lace. The print has not been revealed yet,
It's
but
a mystery.
it's inspired by Japanese fish scales. Sounds very summery.
I was going to guess it would have a scaly look. The mixing bowls are part of the spring and summer collection and range from $85 to $95. Would you pay that much?
Well, I don't really bake, so
That's a no. That's a big no.
not.
Me
But they're actually very beautiful.
Can you just hear me out?
Okay, I ain't got time for this.
Look, I lead in arrest stats over at the 14th. If I stayed, I would have been treated well. But I didn't. Because ever since I was a kid, I looked up to my dad. I need to know that he's looking down on me and he's proud.
That's Christina Milian playing police officer Christine Parks in the Sony Crackle series The Oath, and Christina joins us now.
Let's see it again.
Here.
Let's
Showing the
there we go, the gun show.
Yeah.
The gun show.
You have amazing arms. Yeah, show those off.
They're okay.
What's the day-to-day gun training? I mean,
You know,
these
that's
guns.
my training is a lot of running, so maybe my arms when they're moving like this,
Yeah.
I try to make like a little extra workout out of everything.
Yeah.
It's working.
Keep up with the boys.
It's working for you. Let's talk about The Oath. It's
Girls,
going.
right?
The Oath is going into season 2.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Talk to people about what sets this apart from other cop gang-related type shows.
Well, first off, it's on Sony Crackle, which is cool because you have the option to kind of stream it like all the time.
It's got Christina Milian.
It's got me. I'm just saying a lot of strong female characters, not only myself, but it kind of takes a more perspective of cop gangs, which is the Ravens is kind of like the topic,
Right.
the subject. And they're basically like a family. They're people that are protecting each other. They're cops that are like, you know, they have to kind of form a team that look out for each other when they're out on the streets and they're dealing with cartel and they're dealing with the street gangs, all that stuff. So they kind of form this thing together, but unfortunately sometimes certain consequences, if you just go to the left in the wrong direction, just slightly, you know.
It's an interesting dynamic on this.
It is an interesting dynamic because everything else is pretty polished and everybody else's show, I think sometimes it's always like super, he's the hero.
Formulaic and hero. Yeah, this is a little more gritty.
Before,
Yeah.
But this is more gritty.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your character. So what traits do you share with your character, and what's maybe the craziest thing you had to do training and gearing up for the role?
Oh man, I think my character, first off, our names are Christine. Her name's Christine Parks. That's my born name. But she's a tough girl. Deep down, I've always had that in me. She's like, her father is the person that she looked up to growing up. Me and my dad were super tight like that growing up, and he raised me to be a tough girl. So, you know, I'm up for, I don't take no for an answer, and that's what I love about this girl. Christine Parks is not afraid to get out there on the streets and do what she has to do to survive and take care of her family.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, there I am. You see?
Doing it.
Hi.
Yeah.
She's not wearing lashes, is she? No.
But she still looks great.
But she can.
She can. She looks amazing. Hey, 50 Cent is an EP on this, an executive producer.
Yes.
Was that part of an appeal for you to want to be involved in the whole thing?
Yeah, I mean, he produces Power, which is a huge show. The first season of The Oath I had heard about, and I was excited about that, but I really dived into it this time around. But I've always looked up to him as a businessman. He was one of the people on my bucket list, like, I want to be like him someday.
Yeah.
What kind of an EP was he? Is he very hands-on?
He handles a lot of stuff like behind the scenes, like away when he's away, but then when he comes out to visit us, we've shot it in Puerto Rico, so you know he's got a busy schedule. But when he comes, he's giving everybody the equal amount of attention. He's, you know, handling things on the social media end, and the same thing handling things with the producers and stuff. But I know he's very involved in casting and everything.
I hosted an event for Power Season 5, and I talked to him there, and he just seemed, it was surprising to me how invested he was in the show for that. And I would imagine he's the same with this. Like, he really pours himself into anything he's doing.
He's not going to waste his time. 50 Cent doesn't have time to waste.
Can I just predict or maybe dream cast here a little collab between you and 50?
Oh, that would be sick.
Right?
Yeah.
Drop a little track, something.
Throw me in a movie, on a song, whatever.
The whole thing.
What would the song sound like, you think?
Ooh. Dun, 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 dun.
The literal song. Here it is.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, yeah. Sounds familiar.
I take you to the pillow.
I love it. By the way, we've been watching that music video all morning. Talk about that in a minute. Leona Lewis also stars. You yourself have released so many hit songs. Could we hear you back in the studio, maybe a duet with Leona Lewis?
I love Leona. She's so talented. I was just listening to her song the other day. She's, first off, a great singer, but she really impressed me with her acting role and The Oath. She's a beautiful actress, flawless as just like in person and on set, but to see her emotionally kind of really connect with her character. And she plays a nurse, and she gets together with Corey Hardig's character. But it's kind of a really nice story watching her, and I didn't know she can act so well.
You never know what they do on stage. Are they going to be able to turn it for the camera?
And I never question it, but it's nice to kind of like be impressed and somebody could blow you away.
That's amazing. The series filmed in Puerto Rico in July 2018, almost a year after Hurricane Maria hit. So what was that like shooting there?
They were still very much affected by everything in Puerto Rico. They had gotten back up on their feet also, but it still needs improvements from like the just basic like traffic lights. You know, some of the traffic lights don't work. The electricity still goes down at restaurants, things like that. But I'll tell you, Puerto Ricans, they are so embracing of family. They look out for each other. If your electric's down, come to my place and you can cook at my place. Yeah. It's one of those things like people are. It's a family that they rebuilt on their own, and they, even when the government didn't necessarily like kick in to help as much as they really needed to, that they only had each other. So they used their own hands and 2 feet and made it happen.
You can tell everybody really pulled together to support each other in that community. Separate from that, you were actually just in New Zealand, right?
Yes,
Filming for a Netflix movie called Falling in Love. You were there during the time that terrible shooting took place, that Christchurch shooting. What was the feeling there when that happened on that day there in New Zealand?
First off, there was a sadness because it's such a beautiful family that's over there. Everybody there, it's not a lot of people migrate to New Zealand. It's so far kind of down that they don't really go down there. So it's very, it feels like a very safe place, and it is very safe. This one thing won't let them take them down, And I saw the strength in the masses of just people coming together, really truly caring for each other, we shared in like a really beautiful Maori prayer, and they had everybody involved, and there were tears, and at the same time they said, if you need somebody, I'm here for you. Come talk to anybody. These people don't ignore other people's feelings, and they really do care, and it was a beautiful amount of strength that I got to see, and they didn't let it break them.
Yeah, and you had that beautiful post on Instagram. Switching gears to a lighter note, we also saw on Instagram that you set up a meeting between your daughter and Cardi B.
I sure did.
You must be Mom of the Year here. How did this come about?
I went to, she always asks me about going to concerts, and I can't really take her because sometimes it'll be like Drake, or it'll be something that's in the middle of the night, or Coachella or something. And finally there was a Christmas show that came up, so I surprised her, took her to the Christmas show. We snuck backstage. I had a backstage pass, but just not that area. And then I happened to know some people from her record label, and I was like, hey, Violet wants to, and they were like, come on, come on. Violet stood at the door, wouldn't go inside, and Cardi had to go get her, and she's like, girl, get in here.
Oh
she
my
was
goodness.
Like, she was smiling from ear to ear, as you could see.
What does she say about it now? Like, what does she remember most?
Does she? She wants to meet her again. She even asked if her dad is also a songwriter, and she's like, has my dad worked with Cardi B?
Yeah.
Like, she just wants to come across her again, or if I ever do, she has to be there.
You got eternal mom points for that.
So she's 9. Are those teen years kind of rearing their head?
They better not.
So far, so good.
She tried that. There's this weird phase between 5 and 6 years old. They tried, like, they find their personality and that they can have, a say in things. But she knows there's a fine line for all of that. So.
But you'd be the coolest mom ever. So
yeah, I'm
I
pretty
hope that she
cool
doesn't give you any trouble.
It's pretty easy.
I have a feeling you're the kind of mom, you said this before, you're very strong, that you're fun, but lay down the law.
Foot down.
Here's the line. This is it.
Yeah. She does get her way most of the time.
Does she? Okay.
But it's never anything bad. It's not really anything to kind of get her way with.
Yeah. With the love life, you're dating French singer Matt Pecora, right?
Yes.
Pecora? Is that saying it right?
Yes, my love.
What was the moment like, or the decision to introduce him to your daughter? I feel like that would be a big moment, right?
Yes, definitely a big moment. It was It was a really nice meeting. We all met in the mall, and it was like very casual. She already knew about him, thought he was cute.
Oh yeah. She's like, Mom,
so we agreed on the same thing, and it was cute. The first time they met, they both ate chocolate bugs.
Oh really? Oh.
Yeah, we went to a candy store, and they both bought, like, they were looking at candy, and she picked out chocolate ants or something, and they both ate chocolate ants together.
So it's like the bonding experience.
So total bonding experience. They've been best friends ever since, and we're all a great family. I love them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you.
All right, well, besides acting in musical gigs, you also are involved in the wine business, right? Your company, Viva Diva Wine. So in honor of your love of wine, we're going to play a little game called Wine Down.
Here we go.
We're going to give you a few scenarios. You let us know if you need to wind down afterwards. We have this battle for you. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Here we
Scenario,
go.
after an active day filming The Oath, do you wind down?
Ooh, yeah, I definitely wine down, beer down, everything.
All right, let's talk about this one. Let's see if you wind down. You get home from an amazing cardio workout, maybe the guns here, getting their thing. After that, do you wind down?
I don't wind down. I can't, not after a good workout. Can't add all that sugar in my system.
You cancel everything out.
Yeah, totally.
What do you reach for instead?
Just drink as much water
Just as
as
much water.
possible.
I'm
I'm
very
thirsty.
healthy. All right. You're at one of your daughter's friends' birthday parties. Do you wind down?
Well, if all the other moms are, we're winding down. It's time for the moms to get together. If we're not sitting there mingling and gossiping too much. Otherwise, I might be hanging out with the kids.
Yeah.
I find that is the best part of a kid's birthday party.
Yeah,
The winding down.
People actually kind of go to the parties. I get a little worried sometimes. I'm like, is this for the kids or
Yeah, right.
Usually my daughter's parties are always a kids' party, but some places they might provide wine. But
Okay.
I'm always like careful about that.
Yeah, you gotta be careful, but if you can,
You gotta
you
drive
wind down.
home after. Like, okay,
Not in
you
New
good?
York.
Yeah.
All right.
True that.
You get home from an early morning hike. Do you
Ooh.
wind down? Maybe you have nothing else going on that
Oh,
day.
you know I live in LA, right? What do people do there? Just kidding. No, wind down, wind
Okay,
down.
all right.
No, actually, do I do that? Yeah. I mean, isn't that the same thing, a workout?
Kind of similar,
Okay,
yeah.
But a hike, like a morning.
Take the wine to the hike
To
and
the hike.
drink the wine.
When
It's
you get to the
usually in
top.
like one of those cute plastic cups that nobody knows exists.
They think it's water.
Wine
That's
down.
why you
All right,
wind
on a cross-country flight, do you sleep or do you wind down?
Ooh, I Bloody Mary, then wind down.
Okay.
I would say, yeah, I usually wind down, then sleep, right? Because
Yeah.
you get a little buzz,
Oh yeah, the
you
wine
fall
makes me
asleep, and then sleep
yeah.
for the
and then
whole
I get a
thing.
headache, but it's okay.
It's
Because then you're
fine,
landing
you
in
know?
your bed. All right, here we go. You get home from a long work trip. Do you wind down?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Every night when I was in New Zealand after filming, me and my castmates, we would like sit and we'd look out on the water because we stayed at everything has a beautiful view, and just like be on the balcony and drink wine and talk about the day and then go to sleep. We only had like 2 hours off after work
That
because
sounds
it was
amazing.
like.
Who did you get
time.
the closest to during that shoot?
I mean, honestly, everybody. Jeffrey Chapman, I got super close with him and Adam Demos. Adam Demos and I worked together the most. He's as far as him being my co-star, but the three of us actually got to go to like a lot of dinners and
Cool.
like
You guys
concerts.
connected,
Roger Cumble, he's a great director.
All right, I have two more. This one I'm very curious about. You're about to do a photo shoot. It's a little risque. Do you wind down?
Ooh.
You ever do a little
Definitely.
liquid courage for photo
Yeah,
shoots?
I had to do that one time even for a scene. I was like nervous, and it wasn't even like, it was supposed to be like me waking up with the guy, but I didn't like, there's no kissing, nothing, but I was just like, I don't know why. I was just like antsy about it. Like I wanted to get it over with, but still look natural.
Did you tell anybody?
And I probably made it worse. No, like they
It was,
might
like,
have
secret?
helped have some whiskey on the side.
But you just needed to be able to like
I don't know
chill
if it made it
into
any
that
better.
scene and into that moment. And just be
Yeah,
relaxed.
just so I could be relaxed, but it doesn't work. It's not any better, honestly.
And by the way, what's hilarious, you didn't even kiss or anything in the scene.
No,
You're
it's
just laying there.
nothing. But I literally was like,
Final one. After putting your daughter to bed, do you wind down?
oh, hi.
Like the little
Absolutely.
nightcap, right?
Yes.
All right.
All right,
Wind
Christina,
down.
thank you so much for being here. Congrats
you.
on everything. You guys, make sure to check out season 2 of The Oath. It's streaming now, free on Sony Crackle.
These shoes, though.
Woo.
Woo.
Christina Milian.
Wind down.
All right, talk about winning the popular vote.
Oh.
So according to the latest data released by the American Kennel Club, Labrador Retrievers are still the most popular dog breed in the United States for the 28th year in a row.
They might have fetched the top honor because of some of their traits: versatility, friendliness, stable temperament, trainability, great service animals, great family pets, and the best floppy ears ever.
I mean, they're amazing dogs. And followed by Just a Tail, some of the other most popular breeds include the German Shepherd, very obedient dogs used for canine dogs often. I love German Shepherds.
Yeah, the beloved golden retriever, often compared to the lab, and such a great family dog as well.
And my favorite, the French bulldog. I love Frenchies. You see them all over the place in New York City. I always feel bad though because they have trouble breathing.
They only breathe. And then the bulldog, the perfect couch potato, also on the list.
What's your favorite dog breed, Jeremy? Mine's
like
the Frenchie.
The Australian Shepherd are really great.
Yeah.
I like those. They've got a really good coat.
I grew up with mutts, so I do like a mix.
Actually,
right?
I grew up with mutts too. Yeah. I like the rescue mutts. You don't really know what it is, but it looks cute and we love it. That kind of thing.
Well, most of these breeds have been on the top 10 list for years. The German short-haired pointer made a giant leap to the 9th spot. It's the highest position on the list since being recognized in 1930.
Some other rare breeds growing in popularity over the past few years include the Pumi and the Finnish Lapond. Lapond? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but we're learning things, Jeremy. But the lab results are in, and the Labrador Retriever continues to win the hearts of Americans. We just love them so much.
Yeah.
So cute.
We also love these pups, guys. Take a look. They didn't make the list, but they're all of our dogs here at People Now. We love them so much. We've got mutts, we got a Border Collie, we got a Jack Russell Terrier, a Toy Fox Terrier, Havanese, Golden Doodle,
So
a Labradoodle, a few others as well.
We should get all of these dogs together and just do a show with all the dogs on set. What do you
Bring
think?
them in one day. Look how adorable. So these are the most popular dogs to us around here at People Now.
So, Ramona, let's cut to the chase.
I'm not going to do any chase right now at a party. And I'm meeting Barbara for the first
Then
time
go
now.
over there.
We can do it another time, baby.
Okay,
not
fine,
now.
go.
No.
Go over there and hide.
Over there and hi, we're about to discuss that clam bake moment and so much more from last night's Real Housewives of New York City, plus some highlights from this week's Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and Atlanta. We're doing the full sweep here.
And here to dish on everything from the chic to the bleak within the Real Housewives world are People's Housewives experts, news reporter Dave Quinn, and joining us from LA, People TV producer Sam Belikoff. What's up, guys? Hey. Right, in the clip we just saw, Ramona crashes the clam bake, but then doesn't want to get into it with Luann. Dave, were you surprised she kind of brushed her off like that?
Well, the lesson really here is that they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but 11 seasons in, Ramona Singer has learned a few things, and one of those is that you don't get into an argument with two housewives at once, right? She knew that Bethany Frankel was going to back her up, and she did not want to kind of go in with Luann there. She figured it was best to kind of walk away. When somebody comes at you with that anger, like Luann was pretty upset, it's much easier to just deal with it later. So I think she actually did Luann a favor. She diffused the whole situation. It was a pretty brilliant move on Ramona's part.
And Sam, what do you think about all this?
I think when someone goes to a party setting at 2 timers, you're not going in to really want to confront and do drama. I think she wanted to get in and get out. Literally, I mean, she set a timer. It'd be like, it wasn't even herself. She was like, tap me on the shoulder at 30 minutes. Tap me on the shoulder an hour. I think it's very ridiculous. I also love in that clip that she was like, I don't know what, there's so many different voices Ramona was doing this episode. She was like, not now, baby. Not now, baby. What I thought was interesting was in the premiere, there was a lot made of the fact that Barbara said that Ramona met her like 15 times and never remembered. And, you know, in this episode, Ramona goes, oh, I met her 10 years ago. She wasn't my kind of girl. But in that scene, she said to Luann under her breath, she goes, you know, not the first time I'm meeting Barbara. So it's like she just didn't remember whatsoever. And it's just
Ramona's so funny because when she was here, she always says words wrong. Like she says guacamole.
Guacamole.
Yeah, she's hilarious.
There's a lot said about that. Let's talk about this. The blondes are about to leave. They're about to bring some food home for Dorinda and themselves. Then this happens. Watch.
I can't believe how snarky Luann is being about us taking the food. I'm not leaving the lobsters. That's who I am. That's just who I am.
Look at Ramona. Look at her. Look at her. Over there. Look at her. Crazy eyes.
Tell her
There
she
she
can't
is.
take lobsters. The lobsters are not allowed to leave the house.
I thought you accepted an invitation to come to her clam bake. Did you not accept an invitation to come here?
Oh boy, Sam, lobstergate. All kinds of gates to deal with. How big a deal is this one?
Yeah. Well, you know, first off, she did not accept the invitation. She crashed the party, to Luann's question. I think that Lobstergate is not going to be a big deal. I think that, like, we're saying too many gates. Somebody in our control room said it's gate. Puppygate's a real thing because Beverly Hills ladies fixate on things. The New York women will forget this in a flash. You know what I mean? Like, this is not going to be a thing, but it was truly hilarious. We had Tyler Perry last week. We have them stealing full lobsters into doggy bags and filet mignon. I mean, it's really ridiculous. I think what's interesting is Barbara is actually the one who said, oh, you should take some food home for Dorinda. That being said, it was over a bowl of clams, maybe not, 6 lobsters, but,
a little different, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, I love that distinction that New York, they just forget about it and move on.
Oh.
Interesting there, Sam. There's talk at the clam bake and later at Sonya's magazine party of Bethany's engagement to Dennis, her ex, who sadly passed away. Now, earlier she made it seem like the engagement was on ice, but speaking to Dorinda, it seemed like she was actually engaged. So Dave, help us out here. What do you think was going on?
Well, actually, it's what Bethany has said was going on, right? She has mentioned that she was engaged to him, but she's also talked about the fact that their relationship was really complex. I think that it was a sort of situation where she didn't really know what the answer was, right? She wanted to marry him, but there were things that they needed to work out, and unfortunately, he passed away before they ever got the opportunity to kind of define what it was.
Yeah.
But she very much considered herself engaged. She wore the engagement ring. She talked about the fact that he had given a ring to her daughter. So it's a really,
for all intents and purposes, they were, it was very serious.
That's what it comes
So Sam, at Sonya's paper magazine party, it looks like Lou and Dorinda are about to finally come together. Thoughts on this? Predictions? What do you think?
I mean, I think that in the previews, we see them having another tense sit down. So I think this is going to be almost just like a quick air kiss, like let's have a lunch and talk about it. I don't think they're going to really go into it at Sonya's party. But this is sort of like I was saying, the New York women, I think, even with deep-seated arguments like this, they get over things. I think it's like the wind for them. I think that Dorinda and Luann are going to be okay, which we know. I love that like they had to pluck Luann out of like her like barricade, and then you see Dorinda getting so nervous there, and the last moment of the episode is Dorinda being like, hi! Like, and it says to be continued. Like, she's clearly nervous, but I think we're gonna see more of that next week, and we'll finally know if she really thinks that she heckled Giovanni, which she did.
Yeah, I think she did
I
too.
don't think she did.
Oh wow, some debate here. We'll talk about it. All
telling
right, let's head to the other coast, get into the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So Dave, we've been talking about Puppygate for a long time now, but in this episode, Camille took it all the way back to season 2, spoke about Vanderpump manipulating her then. So was that a revelation?
It wasn't. We've talked over and over again about all of the different times that Vanderpump has done this, right? She's been accused by Lisa Rinna of doing it with the Munchausen system. She's been accused by Brandi Glanville of doing it over Kyle Richards and her relationship. The big revelation here really was that she's okay with it. Camille was fine with it. Camille understood that that's the way Lisa Vanderpump operates and is totally open to still being her friend because of it. And that is the thing that really is what the crux of Puppygate is. It's not that Lisa Vanderpump manipulated this situation, it's that Teddy had a problem with it.
Okay.
Right?
And the fact that she would weigh in and have that kind of opinion about it.
Yeah, that she's upset about it. So I think what's going to happen over the next couple of episodes and for the rest of the season is really the storyline is how these women are reacting.
Interesting. All right. So Sam, what did you make of Camille in this episode?
I thought that scene right before that was really interesting about how she brought up Dorit's finances, which isn't something you've seen on the episode a lot. And a lot of fans are thinking it's a little being brushed over. I won't go too in depth because we don't really know exactly the truth about it. There's a lot of rumors out there. But the fact that Camille brought up her finances means to me it's going to be a storyline later. And I think that when Camille comes to play, I love it. I mean, she was one of the most iconic housewives in the first 2 seasons. And since then, she's kind of taken a back seat. It was only last season that she really started kind of getting back in the mix. She gave a ball gag to Dorit, so she clearly has some issues with Dorit, and I think that's gonna continue.
Some subtle gifts.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Camille, a lot of the Puppygate drama went down at Camille's 50th birthday party, so let's watch this moment.
All the twists and turns that this has taken, all roads lead to Lisa Vanderpump. If Vanderpump knew Teddy knew, why didn't she call Teddy and say, Teddy, you gotta keep your mouth shut? Did she do that? Nope.
I know you're not going to take any ownership for your part. I've taken ownership. I have told the truth. I have apologized. If you can live with yourself doing this, then go for it. It's been working for you for a long time.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Woo, jaws are dropping. Sam, what'd you make of that scene?
I love the jaw. I love the drop jaw. I think what's interesting is it's sort of what Dave was saying earlier about how Camille's okay with it. I think these ladies are not okay with it. And maybe at some point they were okay with Elisa's manipulation, but over the years it's built up. I think it's interesting that everybody that said Teddi was maybe not the best housewife, quote unquote, last season is really gonna be the one, if she does, to take down Lisa Vanderpump. I think that's something to note. You can put an asterisk on her housewife resume for that. Here's what I'm gonna say, and I know that there's both sides of this, and Lisa has her fans. What I will say is, if Lisa Vanderpump does go down for this, I think it'll be like if Amy Adams eventually wins an Academy Award for not her best work. It's gonna be like the Lifetime Achievement Award of taking down Lisa for manipulation.
Wow.
If that happens. It's
Perfect
gonna be like,
analogy.
They got her on a technicality. You know? I don't think this is the worst she's done.
Yeah, well said. Dave, given all the drama that went down at the party, what is your take on Puppygate now? Are you sick of talking about it?
No, I have the unpopular opinion that I want more of it. I actually am living for this storyline because I know that fans are getting frustrated with it, but I think it's really exposing a lot of interesting things. I think that these women for so long have pushed the villains off their show, the Brandi Glanvilles of the world. They've tried to protect themselves and make sure that there's no drama, that they don't really need to expose these parts of themselves. And now there's really nowhere left to turn. So it's fascinating to see them kind of really have to address some of their insecurities, address some of their issues.
Speaking of exposing part of themselves, let's talk about this. One other revealing moment in the episode, Denise kept telling Kyle and Lisa Vanderpump how well endowed Aaron is in front of Aaron.
Yes.
Probably Aaron's proudest moment. Sam, what were your reactions to that?
Yeah, it's funny you said Aaron's proudest moment.
Look at him.
Probably liked that it was on camera once, but maybe not 10 times. I mean, here's the thing. We've been saying this here, everyone in the Housewives community has been saying that Denise Richards is a breath of fresh air. That being said, a lot of it has been not at her expense, but kind of. You know, she isn't dressing the part, or she's the Greek chorus being like, these women are crazy. This was the first time in a scene that we saw Denise Richards kind of acting erratic and kind of like a fun, loopy, you don't know where she's gonna come from housewife. I think this is where she cemented her housewife status. Who knows what was happening, but it was incredible for her to mention this over and over again. I think that when it comes to housewives, Denise is a grower, not a shower. And that's
I like how he was just nervously drinking that water. Like, this is weird. All right, let's move on to Atlanta. Yes, thanks for that, Sam. The episode in Atlanta centered around Eva's wedding, a whole lot of NeNe. So, Dave, was it hard for you to watch NeNe's wedding speech knowing what she's going through in her own marriage?
That was a really difficult moment. And the thing about NeNe is that she's opened up really on her Instagram Live recently that things are great with her and Greg now. They're much stronger. We've seen her go through ups and downs in her relationship before. If you remember, you know, the two of them were married, they got divorced, and they got back together and remarried. So this is another bump in the road. This is what makes NeNe Leakes an OG, though. So many of these other housewives that come into the series would try to prevent that from being on screen, would perhaps even play that everything is great in their marriage as their husband is going through this. And NeNe really is open about the fact that it's not all, you know,
perfect and like roses or whatever.
Yeah,
no, she's really open about it, and I think that's why fans just completely kind of circle around her and glom onto her.
And she's polarizing, right? Because when you think about this entire concept of the fact that when you're sick, you may not be a great person, and that you can criticize somebody who's going through cancer treatments.
Unfortunately, guys, we are out of time. Dave, Sam, thank you so much for breaking down all the drama with us. If you want to follow along with the Real Housewives, all the shows, make sure to watch Atlanta Sundays at 8, Beverly Hills Tuesdays at 9, New York City Wednesdays at 9, all on Bravo. All right, on to this.
Yes, BTS is dropping their own doll collection with Mattel. We've been talking about it. We've been asking you which doll you plan on buying first. Let's take a final look at the results. Yeah, it looks like V is gonna sell out fast here.
Lots of love for Jimin in the comments as well. Let's go through some of them. Yeah, the doll, people showing the pictures, they're doing their thing. Let's just say it's gonna be a battle here, and they're gonna sell out, no doubt.
They're all gonna sell out.
Some people can't choose. They say that they are getting them all, and we like that. That's what we're getting, like hashtags for that and stuff as well. We like the style there.
Yes, we do. All right, we'll be back with another question of the day tomorrow, so tune in for that.
Coming up tomorrow, breakout star Shahadi Wright Joseph is here talking all about her terrifying Jordan Peele movie Us and her role in the new Lion King movie.
Got a lot going on. Plus, more from Danny DeVito as he takes a walk down memory lane by playing our game. Oh, snap! Thanks for watching. For now, we leave you with one last thing from Lacey Chabert. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Hi, I'm Lacey Chabert, and this is One Last Thing. The last time I laughed out loud was When my daughter called me this morning and told me she did not want to watch me on TV, she wanted to watch Muppet Babies.
Muppet Babies, they make their dreams come true.
My last splurge was I bought a purse that I have been coveting and I treated myself. My last family vacation was visiting my sister in Italy. I was filming nearby, and at the end we went on vacation and stayed with her at her house in Italy, and it was just dreamy and amazing, and I want to go back.